Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome to the Etiquette and Protocol channel. I am Juliana, and in this video I'm going to show you how practical it is to have good table manners. I've prepared a beginner's etiquette guide here. If you're here and follow the Etiquette and Protocol channel, you've probably already seen the video Etiquette Rules You Break. In fact, that's the most viewed video on the channel. I believe many people even found the channel through that video. And that's why I decided to prepare this tutorial, which will be a practical table etiquette guide for beginners. The things I'm going to teach you in this video, you'll already be able to use at your next meal. And you'll definitely do much better when it comes to handling things at the table. It might seem silly to learn how to hold a knife, but all the table etiquette steps help you with something really important, which is confidence. Etiquette can really help you with that. Every time we go somewhere and we understand what's going on, we know how to use the napkin holder, the cloth napkin, how to hold the knife, how to act properly. All of that creates a different reaction and behavior in us. In other words, every time you're confident in something you say or do, you do better, the process feels more natural, and you can even enjoy the moment more. It's like when you're talking about something you're an expert in. You, for example, who are a lawyer, feel more comfortable talking about law than talking about medicine. So that's natural. So, by mastering what I'm going to show you in this video, you'll be able to behave better at the table, you'll feel much more confident, and you'll even be able to make more connections during this moment. We know that the table is a very special moment to socialize with people, to talk, to make connections, not only personal but also professional. So the benefit you'll get from this video will definitely help you rise, put you on another level, and you'll certainly become a much more confident person. So let's go. So here I brought you a presentation of a table. We have the cutlery, a charger plate, a plate, glasses for water, and also for serving wine, the napkin, and the napkin ring. When you are seated at a table like this, the first thing you should do is remove the napkin ring, okay? It can be here in the center of the plate or on the left side next to the fork. When you remove the napkin ring, many people are unsure where to place it. So you should always place it above the fork, okay? Next, you take your cloth napkin and you can place it open on your lap, right? This one isn't that big, but we do have some models of cloth napkins that are really large. In the case of medium to large cloth napkins, you can fold them in half. So you can fold it and place it on your lap. I don't suggest you put it, for example, here like a bib or even leave it to the side. Whenever you're presented with a cloth napkin, make sure to use it. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Use it like a regular napkin. It's really easy, and if you think about it, it's even a bit eco-friendly because you can wash it quickly and it's ready to use again. Unlike paper napkins, which sometimes we end up using even more of, and they're not as sustainable. Actually, I don't recommend that you put too much on your thigh area. Place your napkin a little bit at waist height like this, right below your belly button, so you'll be able to move it in a more precise and secure way and it won't fall on the floor. Well, with the napkin placed on your lap, we're going to take a look at our cutlery. Every time you are presented with a table, whether in a restaurant, at someone's house, or even when you set your own table at home, you should pay attention to the position of the cutlery. We always start using the cutlery from the outside in. Here, I only have a fork and a knife, but if I had a spoon, more forks, or more knives, I would always start eating with the ones on the outside first and then move on to the ones that are closer to the plate. It's important for you to notice if there are more utensils or not, and always use them from the outside in. This is a very practical etiquette tip, and it's very effective because sometimes you go to a restaurant, sometimes to a dinner, and there are so many utensils and you don't know which one to use to serve and eat each dish, right? So here I only have two, which means I'm only going to use the ones that are here right now. Another thing we should pay attention to when we're at the table, whether it's at a restaurant, at someone's house, or even at your own home, is to avoid leaving your cell phone, keys, glasses, mask, or anything like that on the table, okay? Of course, there may be situations where you're waiting for a call from an important client and they might call you right at lunchtime. You might be expecting a call that's even related to your professional life. We should evaluate that case by case. And if by any chance you need to leave the table to make a call, the ideal thing is to let the people around you know that you're expecting a call, that it's important, and that it might happen right at that moment. So I suggest you let them know in advance. Later, if you want, I can make a video talking about phone and cell phone etiquette. I have a playlist on my channel where I've discussed electronic etiquette before. I can elaborate more on this topic. Check out the videos on social media and WhatsApp etiquette that I think you'll enjoy. The link is in the description. So, starting the process, we need to pay attention to how we use the knife. The fork can be used with either your right or left hand. That will depend on the table manners style we choose. So regardless of whether we choose to use the fork with the left or right hand, the knife should be used in the right hand. That is the most correct and appropriate way. We usually have more precision with our right hand, but many people can skillfully use a knife with their left hand. And this happens a lot with right-handed people because we don't have much skill to do almost anything with our left hand, but we can manage to use the knife. But try whenever possible to use the knife with your right hand, okay? And then you go there and do the process. Well, how are you going to hold it? I don't suggest you hold the knife like this, okay? Make these movements this way. Always place your index finger on top of the knife and the other fingers will wrap around it. Look, do you see? All my fingers are wrapped around here. This will give me some safety and stability so I can use the knife with my right hand. And inevitably, when I'm using the knife with my right hand, I'll have to use the fork in my left hand, okay? It's not wrong to switch utensils. As I've already mentioned, there are two main styles of table manners, but I won't get into that here because otherwise you'll get confused. And this video is really for those who are just starting out and taking their first steps in table etiquette. So whenever possible, use your knife in your right hand. It's a custom, it's a habit, it's something you learn little by little. You really have to practice. In fact, I suggest you start practicing table etiquette habits today. Don't wait to apply this when you go to a restaurant or to someone's house. No. Practice at home. Take advantage of the time you're at home and things are calm so that when you go out, you'll already feel completely confident and used to it. This needs to become a habit within you. Whenever you need to drink something or even talk to someone, I don't recommend that you keep the utensils in your hand. You shouldn't be holding them while talking to someone. You should always rest your utensils on the plate when you talk, communicate, drink something, or wipe your mouth, and so on. For any movements you make that aren't actually related to eating, I recommend that you put your utensils down, okay? You don't need to hold them the whole time, as if you're armed or desperate to eat. Even putting your utensils down can help promote better conversation and better communication with the people who are sharing that moment with you. About using the napkin, how should we proceed? Every time you need to wipe your mouth, you should be careful with how you handle the napkin. You will need to take it off your lap to bring it to your mouth. I don't recommend you wipe like this, doing that motion like wiping everything off, where all the lipstick comes off here, the makeup comes off, a bunch of stuff comes off. No, you can clean by gently dabbing in a 5 shape. Make the 5 motion, quickly, gentle dabs, and you'll be able to clean your mouth and do all the steps in the most elegant and proper way. Another important aspect you should pay attention to is that it's not polite to leave the table and come back. The time at the table should be a shared moment, a moment to be experienced. So, if you really need to leave the table, just ask for permission. There's no need to announce when you're going to the bathroom, taking medicine, or doing other routine activities. Just ask for permission and excuse yourself, but ideally you should avoid leaving the table during the meal. And if you really need to do something like go to the bathroom and all, and it's not something urgent, something you can't control, right? Because we know that unexpected things happen. If it's something like, for example, you forgot to take a medication, something like that, something you can wait for, ideally you should do it between the courses being served. So, for example, wait until the appetizer is served, right? Everyone eats the appetizer, and then when we're waiting for the main course, you excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, take your medication, and come back, okay? But as I mentioned before, like if it's something unexpected, like something happens to your son or something happens to your daughter, it's inevitable, and there's no way we can predict it, right? So you simply excuse yourself, and then when you come back to the table, it's nice to explain to the people near you why you had to leave so quickly and so suddenly, right? Another thing is that you shouldn't lean on the table. This is something very common, and a lot of people make this mistake. I mentioned this in the other video, and it's inevitable to bring up this point in today's video, because what happens? When people start eating, what do they really want to do? People want to bring their mouth to the plate, but actually it's the fork that brings the food to your mouth. People keep eating and start bending over, doing this more and more. And this doesn't show good posture. It doesn't project good communication. And it also doesn't show that you're confident. Good posture is very connected to confidence, to showing and conveying to others that you feel good and secure in that environment. And when you're about to finish, what should you do? Well, ideally, you should always place the fork and knife together, okay? There are a few ways you can position your silverware to show that you finished your meal. The most common way, the one you see most often here in our country, is to place the fork first and then the knife at the 20-minute mark on the clock, okay? You can do that. I'm sure that after this video, you'll already improve a lot when it comes to table etiquette. As I mentioned, apply it at home in your daily life gradually. Begin by introducing one aspect daily. I'm sure that when you interact with other people at the table, your connection and the way you behave will be noticed as different. People will see that you're much more accustomed, prepared, and confident. And that's really good because it helps us talk more, express our ideas better, and have better conversations at the table, which is a wonderful time to be with people we care about. It's also a great opportunity to strengthen business relationships, make contacts, and meet new people. If you like this video, you already know, like it, subscribe to the channel. There are plenty of videos about etiquette, a modern etiquette, shown to you from a new perspective with a new outlook that will really take you to another stage of learning, another stage where you'll develop good relationships with the people around you. So, check out the videos here on the channel. I'll leave some for you to watch at the end of this video. And that's it. Thank you so much and see you in the next video. By Sonia Ruberti.